In this sunflower seed saving video, we will be looking at 5 different varieties of burpee sunflowers. We will cover the process of sunflower seed saving, including what to look for, how to harvest the heads and the seeds, and how to store those sunflower seeds. But most importantly, how to dry your sunflower seeds properly, as we want 0 moisture remaining in those seeds. In other words, we are covering the whole enchilada in this How to Save Sunflower Seeds video. Ready? But first, saving our sunflower seeds. The first thing you're going to notice is it's going to bend over because it's heavy, because we have developed seeds. It's also going to change color. When you come about right here, you can really push it in because this is starting to hollow out. This is the one I had my eye on here. So you can see that the seeds are starting to turn to black in there. It's heavier, it's weighing down the stalk. And if you look at the back of it, it's starting to turn a little bit of a white. It's no longer that vibrant green, so we can tell there's seeds in there. And your seeds are going to dry out from the outside, working their way towards the middle. So I am, yeah, look at that. You can see the more that I pull away, the more we can see we've got great black seeds in here. And if you notice, this one's also on here too. This is another one of my favorites. I really don't care for this daisy look. I think it's because I don't like the yellow on yellow. I would much prefer like the yellow on the brown button that we have here with Velvet Queen. So guys, I'm gonna go in the house and I am gonna cut this. And I'm gonna cut this about 1 inch, pretty much where my fingers are. And I'm gonna go in and put it on that drying rack, and I'm just going to wait for this to dry out, and then I'm going to get exactly the 2 styles that I want here, which looks a lot like this one right here. Is that not adorable? You can see this one's already gone to seed too. So guys, I'm going to go get some scissors. Okay, you see this one right here in the middle? See how it's browned out on the stalk? If the birds left that alone, that would have been optimal for you to have just left it out here, dried it on the stalk, leave about 1 inch from the head on the stalk, and we could have dried it out just like that. But the birds will not leave them alone. Right after I harvested those seeds, that little yellow bird is back. It's so gorgeous. I hope you can see it well through the fly screen. So when you have that case, you need to be diligent. You need to be on it. You need to be looking for these seeds that have turned from white to black. You need to be checking the back of them. See how this is starting to lighten and whiten up rather than this green color here? That's what we're looking for. So I'm going to cut that because I definitely want this one and I want this one too, and they're all in the same stalk, so they're going to give me the same look, which in its vibrancy looks like that. And this is the last one out here that I have not collected seeds from yet. I followed the same rule for Velvet Queen, for the Busy Bee, and for Firecatcher, and of course Teddy Bear here. Might be able to get a few more off of her. Oop, see that moth? Yeah, see when they start to get real light like that? This is when you can also pick them and get some seeds off of them. And the birds already got all of them. So like I said, you are racing against the birds a lot of the times. Look at how gorgeous that is. Yeah, see, I like this one better when it's not yellow on yellow. I like it when it has that brown center, and I already got some of these. Look at how tall that is. That's Velvet Queen up there. That's the tallest one right now, guys. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. So now Citrus is in the house, and cut off any leaves that might have stayed on your 1 inch that you allow from the head, keeping on the stalk. You can see that right there. And if you look next to her, everything else, well, I should say the majority of them have dried out. This one's still in the process. She was the 4th one that I picked. This was the 1st one, 2nd one, and you can see that they're nice and dried out. This one I've kind of been picking as the designs came up that I wanted. These are all one design, lots of designs, lots of tones. So I have more of this than any, and I've been picking them sporadically because of that. So we're just going to leave those here, and we're going to let them dry out. And if you can see at the very end, you'll start getting the tips of these flowers will start to dry out. If you don't have a place that you can hang your seeds from, you can just do like I did and use a wire rack. As long as you have proper ventilation in your closet, they all dried out well, and these are very dry, and we're going to do those right now. Okay, so we're looking at Firecatcher now, and this was the first one that came up for me. And you can tell that the seeds are no longer white, they are black. I've already pulled a few of them out of here. And really what you're doing with your thumb is you're pushing your thumb up, and then you're just circulating it around. And then that will actually break apart your seeds. So I'm just going to push it up and around, and they fall right out. And I'm doing this one-handed, so this could not be any easier. See that? Now let's look at Busy Bee. It is the same process, and I got more heads with Busy Bee, but the birds got a lot of this. So some of these might not be viable. And like I said before, outside, you're really racing against the birds. So again, I'm just going to push up with my thumb, and I'm just going to circulate them around. That's it. I'm just making circles with my thumb, and they come right out. You can hear a few on the floor. That's it. That's all you have to do for that. All right, here's all of Firecatcher's seeds. Just kind of want to spread them out. You'll have little papers in here. Yeah, that's not the way it comes from the seed companies. Don't worry about that. It's all going to be dried out because I'm going to keep leaving this out for about a week now, because I too want to make sure that everything is 100% dry in here. I've got it out of the cavity of the actual bloom flower, and now I want to make sure that there's not even an iota of there being any moisture in this seed for when I pack it up for winter. All right, looking here at Busy Bee, I can see this one that dried up. There's really no seeds. I'm going to go ahead and discard this one. This one turned out really well. And remember, they ripen or dry from the outside inwards. They mature also the same way. So your most mature seeds are going to be on the outer rim of that bloom. All right, looking here at Busy Bee, can you see how shriveled and contorted this is? This is perfect if this would have happened out on the stalk for us in the yard, and if the birds would have left it alone. They really didn't get too many of these at all. But this would be the ideal situation, is for you to be able to have left this outside, let it dry thoroughly, and then you would just cut it off with 1 inch from the actual head. But that's not what happened in my yard. You've seen how those birds loved my seeds and my sunflowers. If you're unsure about some seeds, like in here you can see a few smaller ones. So if you're not sure if they developed properly, go back to your seed packets that you have saved a few seeds from and compare them. So you can also just put the dead heads in there, the fully dried. I'll usually include the seed packet as well so that I have all of that reference. But you need to be 1,000% sure that all of this is dry before you bag this up. A lot of the times too with baggies, I will not seal this fully just because I'm paranoid about it. And by the way, this was my absolute favorite sunflower that I grew. It was a giver. It's the only one I know for sure is an heirloom according to Burpee. They didn't tell me anything on the back of the other 4 packs. You can also see the different styles and tones reflected in the different colors of seeds. So they're all representing all those different tones in there. Very good idea for you to keep your seeds, especially if you're new, so you can compare. This is the heirloom. You don't have to grab all this many if you don't want. However, since they had so many different looks and tones on them, I needed to. I can get all of the colors in them. If they're a hybrid, crossbred, 2 different sunflowers coming together to make something new, grab as many as you can the first year so that they are as close to those parent sunflowers as possible. You can't keep grabbing just a little bit this year and a little bit next year and a little bit next year and a little bit next year, because it degrades each time you do that with a hybrid. With an heirloom, you are free to just grab what you need for next year and you will be good as gold. Guys, it is September 24th and Firecatcher and Busy Bee have completely dried out. These have been here for, I would say, at least a month, which is really overkill. But that's okay because I designate the whole area here to seed saving. There is some chaff in here. I'm not going to worry about that. It's not going to affect anything. The seeds are black. They are completely dry. And you do want to test your seeds and make sure that they have some substance in there, and they definitely do. So I'm just going to take Firecatcher and Busy Bee, and I'm going to put all of this back into the seed packet. Now you can store your saved seeds either in paper, which will allow the moisture to continue to evaporate, and it has a little bit more airflow in there. Or you can go airtight with some baggies or some glass jars. I do have 2 kinds of baggies over here. One is just the normal kitchen baggies, or we have a jewelry bag, which I got from Michael's, which will allow you, since this is smaller, to actually put inside of Christmas cards if you would like to save and share your seeds with others for the Christmas holiday or birthday, Mother's Day, whatever you would like to do. If you like the idea of sharing your seeds via holiday cards and you don't really care for the plastic option, there are blank seed envelopes that you can get through Amazon or through the actual seed companies themselves. How you choose to store your seeds is going to be up to you, your needs, but mainly your geographical location, dry versus humid conditions. As your ideal seed storing temperature is 35 to 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 1 to 7 degrees Celsius. All right, you guys, all done and very, very plumped up. Thank you you so much for watching, and I invite you again to subscribe, as I have been gardening for over 40 years and have a lot to teach, show, grow, review, experiment with, and my favorite, a specific variety everything deep dive. So let's try new things together, mix it up, and have a glorious day.